I love my staff. I can't function without my staff. I'm a genius at what I do, masterful at what I do, and I'm still a hot mess when it comes to like technology and organization. So when my staff said, you need to interview Kurtis Lee Thomas, and I'm like, who is he? I sometimes I don't know everybody out there who's doing such incredible work. So she gave me his website. I'm like, dying, he's got some nice eyes. And so then I listened to one of these, he had a dream. And he's going to tell us about this in the podcast. And it had to do with his mom and Martin Luther King, and I think it was Jay-Z, or was it Beyonce? I can't remember. But anyways, I'm like, this guy's super cool. And yet when I got his bio, it had a lot more of like a corporate angle to it rather than more of the spiritual angle to it. And then he shows up in the this gorgeous sports car, you know, with the wings that come out the doors. And I'm a tire biter. My mom would always tease me that I would look at the guy's truck before I looked at the guy. But so anyways, he comes in and we sit down and I read the professional bio that his staff has sent me. And then I go, we need to talk about the dream. Like, let's get right to it. And it was amazing how quickly we dropped in, how deeply vulnerable he was, and why breath work saved his life. He's tried everything else. We talked about being parents. This is an incredible man, an incredible conversation, deep instant connection. Drink it up. Drink it into, obviously, like, learn, but drink it into your heart, drink it into your body. Feel the transmission of this gentleman. Enjoy. Beautiful sister, take a breath with me. Oh, when was the last time you felt really grounded in your body, still in your mind, truly in love with yourself? Not fixing yourself, not striving to be different, just loving your sweet self exactly as you are. I know you've probably been strong for everybody else, yet this is your moment now, an invitation to be there for you. To say yes to not just the bare minimum, but your real needs. To listen to the truth of your body. To slow down and hear the deepest truth of your heart. To face what you've been perhaps avoiding so that you can embody your authentic feminine power. And you don't have to do this alone. Like so many others before you, we can partner in divine sisterhood. The divine feminine way is to collaborate, to open our hearts together into the glorious, great unknown, the mystery. So I invite you to go to allanapratt.com/connect and book a call with me today. We will get through any shadow to the light of your fullest glory together. Promise. Welcome to Intimate Conversations, Season 14, Dark Night to Divine Light, because we both know intimacy is an inside job. Hello and welcome to another episode of Intimate Conversations. Here we are, Season 14, from Dark Night to Divine Light, with a brand new friend, Kurtis Lee Thomas. Let me tell you all about him first, and then we're going to get into a delicious conversation. This man is a #1 best-selling author and one of the most sought-after corporate mindfulness trainers. He's the founder of Breathwork Detox. I want you to go to breathworkdetox.com. All of this will be in the show notes. And he's a modality voted #1 corporate wellness provider of 2023 by HR Manager magazine. Amazing. He's been featured on the Today Show for making a profound impact within the mindfulness and well-being of some of the top Fortune 500 companies such as Nike and NASA. Wow. Kurtis is a committed mental health advocate who published the #1 new release, How to Thrive in the Age of Anxiety. We all need this. He's currently the chairman of Just Breathe Foundation and works with top global brands, athletes, and celebrities to help bring awareness and solutions to the mental health epidemic that currently plagues our families and our employees. Welcome, Kurtis.
All right. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. So I know you from Instagram, Men from the Stars. I remember the first time I got to know you, it was a longer post about a dream you had with your mom.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, look at your face. Yeah. Well,
Interesting.
I don't know. Can we start there?
About the dream?
Well, okay. So we've got Man from the Stars.
Yeah.
And like, I want to talk about like breath work and how that takes you into multidimensional realms.
Mm-hmm.
And yet here you are serving like the corporate world, right? And quite often to me, they don't cross over, but you're a bridge. So this is very curious to me. So yeah, how did you become Man of the Stars? Weave in the dream and then doing what you're doing.
Well,
we have 45 minutes.
So I started the dream. So it was just one of those dreams that are so interesting when they bleed through into reality.
Yeah.
You know, because dreams are dreams and then they're left in the dream world.
Uh-huh.
But I just had this, weird dream. I'll try to so they don't, so I can follow along.
Yeah.
But in this dream, I was in a baseball field.
Yeah.
And the baseball field, I remember being there and then I seen Jay-Z. I was like, oh, Jay-Z, just hanging out.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, and then I seen Beyonce, and I was like, oh, Beyonce's here. I'm like, oh, wow, this is like a star-studded event.
Yes.
And then I seen Martin Luther King. And I was like, wow, they got an eclectic mix here. And then I see my mom.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Mom. I was like, hey.
Look at my new friend.
I'm like, guess who's here? I'm like, Jay-Z's here. And I'm like, Beyonce's here. And then I go, and then Martin Luther King's here. And as soon as I said Martin Luther King, my mom goes, my people.
That's right.
And my mom's like blonde hair, blue eyes, white lady. You know?
Okay.
So, but she's always been connected to, those roots. My father's Black. She's, grew up in Black culture.
Yeah.
But I just always find it funny.
That's so cute.
So anyways, some time goes by. It's April 4th. And I just remember that date. And so I'm in the car with my mom and I say, oh, I had this dream. Because I kept seeing the numbers 44 everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I think I seen something about Martin Luther King and it triggered the memory.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had this dream. And I just tell the same thing I told you. And then I'm saying, and then I seen you. And then when I started telling you, I saw Martin Luther King. And then my mom goes, my people.
Oh, shivers.
And I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, she's like, what? I'm like, that's what you did in the dream.
Yeah.
She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, that's exactly what you did in the dream. You said, my people. She's like, you're like, oh my God. And then come to find out, that number that I was seeing, 44, all over.
Yeah.
On April 4th, which is 4/4.
Right.
I believe that's when Martin Luther King was assassinated.
Yeah.
And he was actually the one that was responsible for giving me the dream.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, spirit guides are all over.
Yeah.
Some of them may not be well known. Some of them may be well known.
Exactly.
Some of them work with you for a very short temporary time.
Yeah.
Some are with you for your entire incarnation.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those cool things. So I posted that on my stories and saved it at the top, but I recently removed it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I just put something else there.
Oh, I'm so glad I saw it then.
Yeah, this is very interesting.
Well, I was meant to see it, I suppose. And I was born on Martin Luther King's birthday.
No way.
Yeah, or he was born on mine. Whatever you want to say.
Let's add to the synchronicities.
Right? And I'm not going to tell the whole world your phone number, but it has a lot of 4s in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we have to start with this.
Yeah.
This is all too synchronistic. Okay, so your mama's still with us?
Yes.
Okay, mine's been gone for like 23 years, but that's okay. She can talk with Martin Luther King. How did you start to really understand your multidimensional capacities, connections? Did it really start with breath work, or how did it start for you?
No, I was very, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm extremely.
Me too. When are you born?
January 3rd.
Okay, well, Martin Luther King's birthday, so January 3rd, January 15th.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm very analytical.
Okay.
Very skeptical.
Okay.
Got to see it to believe it.
Okay.
Show me the facts.
Yeah.
So I was never into the whole spirit world and whatnot.
Yeah.
And my brother had passed away back in 2011.
Sorry.
And his spirit was following me with messages. And I didn't know how to connect to the other side.
Yeah.
So one day I was at 7-Eleven at 2 a.m. one night.
Yeah.
And some blonde lady's just checking me out. I'm like, oh, she's digging me. She wasn't my type, but she couldn't stop staring at me.
Yeah.
And then she approaches me and she's like, hey, she's like, I know this is going to sound weird, but your brother's here and he wants to talk to you.
Wow.
And I'm like, I was in California. I was living in Rhode Island. I'm like, I'm actually not from here. So you got me confused with somebody else.
Yes.
She's like, no. She's like, I'm a medium. And I go, I'm a large. What the hell's that got to do with anything? And she's like, no, sweetie, I'm a psychic medium. I talk to spirits that crossed over.
Yes.
Did you lose your brother recently?
Wow.
And now I'm like, oh, shit.
What was her name? Do you remember?
Maggie.
Okay.
You remember. I'll never forget her.
Okay.
Bakatiri, something like that.
Okay.
So I freak out. I run the other way. I beeline it. Cause like, you know, I grew up Christian. So like, it's all voodoo. It's all, you know, stuff. So spooked me out. Didn't want anything to do with it. She chased me down, gave me her card. When you're ready, reach out. Long story short, or long story longer. I ended up connecting with her and had a conversation with my brother through her.
Yes.
And I was super skeptical, but he started telling me things that only me and him knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, even the last place I saw him, he's like, ask me a question. I was like, where's the last place that like I saw you? Because nobody knew that. And then she's like, I don't know. He's showing me like a bunch of cars and like a gold M. I'm like, what the heck is this hocus pocus? Like, that doesn't make any, McDonald's parking lot was the last place that I saw him.
Oh my.
He was like, meet me in the parking lot. It was, you know, so yeah. And then he told me all these different things that only me and him knew. And then he told me who did it because nobody knew who killed him.
Oh my.
And I was like, bro, wait, what happened? Because it was a home invasion.
Wow.
Yeah. And they killed him and his fiance.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, what? Like, what happened? And he told me like what happened, who did it. And it was his friends. It was over money.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then, so I didn't say nothing. And every cop in the entire Boston Police Department was on it because his girlfriend, fiance, her father was a Boston police detective. So I'm keeping quiet. I got these names and I'm like, I ain't saying anything. Like I don't even know if I believe this myself.
Right.
So 2 weeks later, they ended up catching the people that did it. And the same names he gave me were the same names on the front page of the newspaper. So now I go,
okay.
oh, now something starts to shift in me.
For sure.
Because now I'm like, all right, I had a conversation with a dead person. That doesn't make sense. So either they're not dead or I didn't have the conversation. I know I had the conversation.
Yes.
So that means the spirit lives on.
Yes.
And then I couldn't get over the fact he could see past, present, future.
Yes.
He could tell me things that was going to happen. He told me you're going to write a book. Your book's going to change the world. I'm like, I am never writing a book. Like, that's crazy. Sure enough, I wrote a book, #1 bestseller. Oprah got it, Tony Robbins, all those. So it fascinated me because I'm like, okay, so if they could see past, present, and future, there's two things that landed. And I was like, there's no secrets. Nobody has secrets.
Yeah.
The spirit sees everything. You're not hiding it from anybody.
Yeah.
So that just made me start living my life more authentically for myself.
Yeah.
Because now I know everybody can see it. What's the difference?
No point hiding
you know
this
what
one.
I mean?
Yeah.
So opened up a certain level of transparency within my own life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other thing is that I'm like, well, if there's a spirit world, well, I want to know more about it.
Of course.
Like, that's fascinating.
Yes.
So I started becoming obsessed with just spirituality and, you know, metaphysical type stuff. And eventually manifested my first teacher, who was a galactic shaman.
Nice.
And that's right around the time I changed my name to Man from the Stars. And I started getting trained by the shaman for like 5 years. I don't consider myself a shaman, but it was just, you know, I just created this insatiable appetite for weird shit. Like it just, all of it was like, I'm like, how come this isn't on the front page of the newspaper? How come people aren't talking about this? Like, I just was amazed.
Well, how come? What do you think? Because it scares people. What they can't see.
There's scarier things on the news.
Well,
there's much scarier things. They don't want to empower us. They don't want us knowing our extrasensory perceptions because we become too empowering. You think they want us to have stronger intuition?
No.
Of course not. We're
They
less
want us to
controllable.
live in fear.
Yeah. So they know what they're doing and they're doing a damn good job about it. But we're coming to a time in human history where all those, let's say the entropy of those systems, they have to collapse.
And thank God they are.
And they are, and they're in real time.
Yeah. 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 Okay. This is awesome. It's a great way to start this conversation.
I never started a podcast like that.
Well, welcome to Intimate Conversations.
Oh, I get it.
Yes. Yes. The galactic shaman on this side of the veil or the other side of the veil?
This veil.
This veil. Okay. Okay. Amazing. In America or Europe or South America? She
was in Pagosa, Colorado.
Okay.
Very, she was a doctor of the soul. So she had a PhD. She went to Harvard.
Wow.
Yeah. She
Lovely.
was very, very talented. And I resonate with those types of people because, you know, and I've been to Tibet. I hiked the Kora. I did Mount Everest twice. I've meditated in caves and gurus and Rishikesh. Like I've did all the weird stuff. And I resonate with people who are very much in that world, but then also very grounded and practical.
Yep. Yeah.
Because I think that's what I am.
Yeah.
Like, if you knew what was going on here, you'd run the other way, but, and that's what I think what allowed me to be what the Native Americans call me, the bridge, the walker between worlds.
I can already feel that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
And that's why I get to work with companies like Nike and NASA. Like when I went to like NASA, they don't care about your charisma. They don't care about your spirituality.
Yes.
They don't care about any of that. They care about the science and the facts.
Yep.
And then I go in there with this Trojan horse of breath work.
Right.
And then they're like breaking down, crying, becoming clairvoyant, seeing visions. And they're like, what the hell was that? Like, we didn't even take any like drugs. And we had all these like full blown experiences and they were just mind blown because, that's what this modality of breathwork does. It's not just a modality or a technique. It's a tool that's empowering. It's so empowering to really know that you have that ability inside you, as cliche as it sounds, to heal yourself and to, create clarity and to create change. And I always knew it was so powerful. And I always joke with the people that I certify in breathwork that like one day they're going to make it illegal, like make it illegal to breathe. And I got my validation because I did a TED Talk. And my buddy called me. He's like, man, Dr. Sebi? And I was like, yeah, I know Dr. Sebi. He's like, yeah, I'm going to call you Sebi now. I'm like, why? He goes, because they just banned your TED Talk. I was like, what? I was so excited. I'm like, I did a TED Talk, wait for it to go out. I'm sharing it with my family and like, it's coming any day now. And they're like, yeah, we got rejected twice. They wouldn't play it.
Why?
That's the interesting thing. They wouldn't tell us why.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And it's just because the things that I've said, it allegedly threatens the medical industry because, we'll give you one of the stats. There's no other modality out there that works faster and more efficiently than eradicating stress from the human physical and energy body. There's nothing out there. And if there was, I'd be teaching it. And if you look at stress, Harvard did a study. 60 to 90% of all doctor's visits are stress related. Well, imagine if you cut that down by all these people now that have this tool of doing breath work, and now 80% of them don't have to go into and opt into the pharmaceutical funnel. Yeah. Right? The marketing funnel.
Yes.
And, which is like, what is it? $1 quadrillion right now?
Yeah.
Who knows? So, and I know one of the lines I said in there, I'm like, yeah, they probably didn't like this one. And my guy agreed with me. But I said, mainstream media has convinced us that modalities like breath work are alternative medicine. But here's the truth. Modalities like breath work are humanity's original medicine. And everything else that came after that, that's the real alternative.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what was here first.
Totally.
And then all these pills and all these things, that's alternative.
Correct.
That's not, but they just created these belief systems within us and they're just false. They're not true.
I agree. Did it ever get back up again? Or is it it's been banned for the whole time?
No, I'm sad still. It's new, but I'm still fighting to get it back.
Good.
Coming back with it's a process, but we'll see.
I think I've been taken down by YouTube twice, Instagram once. Yeah. So you speak too much truth and
they don't like that.
No, they don't.
Wonder why.
I know. Wow. So I was just up till 3:30 in the morning a weekend ago doing Sadhguru's this breath work.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I've always been drawn to psychedelics, maybe 25 years ago, and also drawn to science. So I always had to interview all the quantum physicists like Nassim Haramein or Roland McCready of HeartMath. Like I always wanted to know the science of it, very similar Capricorn here, but also drawn to that, I guess, the polarity, the other side of it, where my psychedelic journeys, everything made sense. But so here's my next question. When I first did like ayahuasca or psilocybin, maybe like 25 years ago, left the body, had a complete experience of oneness with all, totally made sense, totally felt true. As you said, dead people come and say hello, all these kind of things. I couldn't, though, integrate into my body the traumas that I'd been through. I had awarenesses, and I even had more self-judgment because I did know better. And I had great intentions, and I'm a cum laude graduate of an Ivy League school, like I'm a smart chick. But I couldn't seem to break these patterns until I did a different use of psychedelic medicine, very low dose in the body, stayed with the sensation, stayed with the emotions, one-on-one facilitation. So my autonomic nervous system was all the way home. And then all of that wisdom from out there, all of a sudden now it was in here.
Mm.
So that's my joy to support people. How does breath work support the integration of trauma in the body? Because to me, we can use psychedelics to check out, and what's the point to me?
Yeah. The mind tends to always want to think in the future, right?
Yep.
The soul always wants to be present.
Yep.
But the body holds on to the past.
Right.
So your body is a living library of all of these experiences that we have.
Cellular memory, yeah.
Which is why they say the body keeps score.
Right.
And why the issues are in the tissues.
Yeah.
So a lot of this unresolved trauma, it lives in the body. And when I say unresolved trauma, like some people are like, I don't have trauma. I don't have a shadow. I don't have a dark side. Mm-hmm. And I love this quote that my mom said. She says, if you don't think you have a shadow, that means you're not standing in the light.
Well said, mama.
So we, we carry around the stuff, and even trauma is redefined. Pain gets redefined as we get older, because when we were young, maybe we didn't get picked for dodgeball and we're the last one there. We feel all this abandonment and not feeling like, or getting pushed off the swing and bullied. Like, kids don't have the emotional intelligence as children to process those emotions. Yeah. So we store them in the body. And then, we can deal with it later when we've raised our awareness and consciousness. But the problem is the world kept throwing things at us. Yeah. And now the interest is compounded. Totally. And now we get all these ailments. Everyone, has a stiff back. You can't bend down, touch your toes. Right, all these different issues. So, these things are lodged, in us and suppressed. Yep. So the breathwork technique allows you to begin to peel back the layers and release what's been silently weighing you down. Because sometimes it's not the weight of the baggage, it's also how you carry it. And we've taught ourselves to carry it so well. And if you just could see all the imagine being able to see all the emotional baggage that everyone was carrying around, 8,000 pounds, 700 pounds, all this stuff. Because here's the interesting thing I found out about this stuff is that you don't know what you're carrying until you release it. And then you're like, oh my God. And that's why when people do breath work, they feel more buoyant. They feel more lighter. They feel brighter. They feel like a new person because, if you were carrying around, 2 invisible backpacks, with 80 pounds in each one, and then all of a sudden you go to a breath work and you let it go and you leave it there, you're like, I feel great. Totally. Well, you feel great because now you're not carrying around all that junk. Yeah. And I couldn't find another modality that would allow me to do that. I've been to the jungle, now I've done it 20 times in Iquitos on 3 different occasions over 12 years. Did combo, just all this, the laundry list of all these different modalities. Yeah. And the plant medicine couldn't heal that particular issue that I was having. So
what was the issue?
I'm not sure if I told you. Yeah. So I was suffering from a stomach condition for 5 years. Okay. Doctors couldn't tell me what was wrong with me. They couldn't even diagnose me, and did all these things, and every Western medicine test, colonoscopy, endoscopy, I was jaded by it all. And then I found this one ancient breathing technique. And the one technique, that one session completely eradicated my stomach condition. Wow. And I was like, oh my God. And now I'm thinking in my head, I did ayahuasca at that time 14 times. I'd done this. I went to the best doctors, from New York to LA. How could none of that work in this one silly little stupid breathing technique healed me? Yeah. How? Yeah. How? And for one, I realized the reason why these doctors couldn't tell me what was wrong with me is because my issue wasn't physical. It was energetic. Yes. It was emotional. Makes total sense. Yeah. And I had energy work done too, but a lot of energy work is very superficial, right? It'll kind of cleanse your auric field, protect from any rips, tears, or holes in your energy field, and that way. But mine was deep. Yeah. Right. And I had to do it from the inside out. Yeah. So the breathwork technique, think of it as I have all these issues, right, in us. And Western medicine, this is probably why they banned my talk. Allegedly, I gotta say that now, right? Yeah. What they do is they just mow the lawn, right? They mow the lawn. And when you mow the lawn, it's the lawn looks great. Right. And then what happens 3 weeks later? It's weeds everywhere. It's oh, it's back. Mow the lawn. Right. So that's the pills that they give us, right?
Yes.
But what this particular technique of breathwork detox does is it goes inside and it rips out the roots. And when you rip out the roots, right, that stuff doesn't grow back.
Sure.
So whatever that came from, that trauma that I had, it went in and ripped it out from the roots. And I saw it like leave me. And I was just like, oh my God. And that's where I felt like these feelings of buoyant. And I was a completely new person.
Wow.
Like my IQ raised. I ended up gaining weight. Like everything, like I'm gaining weight in the good way because I walk around like 185 and I got down to like 145.
Wow.
Like I was dying, literally.
Wow.
And then I did this and it just like, I was reborn, as corny as it sounds.
No, I don't think it's corny at all. I watch people in their journeys, and I'm so curious what it was, because it's always quite symbolic, what they can't stomach, what they haven't been able to digest, something that happened, and the trauma gets lodged in there. And when I watch them not be in their body, they're dissociated, and when they come in, level 3 trauma, it is so dark, it is so suicidal, it is so what's the point? Why try? It is just, without a facilitator, take me with you. I got you. Let's feel this. And I'm not in charge, and they're not in charge. We're literally surrendering to the body to express what hasn't had a safe place to express and be felt. And then a lot of times level 3 is nauseousness. What they haven't been able to stomach about what mom did, dad did, or somebody died, or whatever trauma it was. And it's not always this life either. Right? And then they get that very acute level 2 trauma where it's 30 seconds of full on something, rage, terror, panic, could be self-hatred, self-loathing, just could be devastation beyond devastation. But it's short, but I'm right there with them. And then level 1, relief, and then 0 point, which is when all the why that had happened for them and their beautiful soul list and everything makes sense. And they have the integrated embodiment of this buoyancy or this freedom. That's what I've watched. Are you aware of what caused the emotions to be held in your stomach? Did you get the memory?
Yeah. And but more so like when I'm teaching breath work, statistically like 60% of the room's breaking down in tears, crying. And if you saw me in that moment, like big ugly cry, you know? But I wasn't crying trauma. I was actually crying tears of joy because I witnessed what I was carrying for so long. And it was just like, oh,
that's what it was.
Like, oh my God. And you're just like, like, you know, crying, and just, it's very cathartic. You know? And it's just, it's a huge release. And all crying is a huge energetic release. It's a huge emotional release. I mean, I have to let guys know that because, you know, when I'm facilitating for, you know, some of the most masculine men in the world, talking, you know, Army, NFL, Navy SEALs, prison inmates, like you name it, some hardcore, you know, masculine men, you know, and men feel like they need permission to cry. And men and women feel like they need permission to like scream and rage, you know, and we do both in the Breathwork Detox. So I'm like, all right, listen, man, you can cry, women, you can scream. You know, it's because you watch them too. And I'm like, all right, we're going to do this big, you know, primal like scream. And the women are like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that in front of all these people, you know, and the men are like, yeah. And then when it comes to like, all right, we're going to release and we're going to cry, the men are like, I'm not going to cry in front of these women, you know? So it's a very interesting dynamic.
I love this. Giving them permission to be human.
Yes.
And so you had your beautiful cry and you released what was there, and then you felt more buoyant. Have you ever had the experience with this breath work? So for me, my trauma made me very hypervigilant. So yes, I wouldn't say I felt more expansive, but I felt like the light turned off, like the hypervigilant spinning turned off. Like I felt more here, more grounded, as opposed to more light and buoyant. Have you experienced that as well with the breath work?
Yeah, I mean, for the breath work, there's so many different things that it does besides deep emotional healing. I meant extreme levels of clarity that people experience because, you know, we're entering into a trance state, you know, right around 8 to 12 minutes, the brain goes into something called transient hypofrontality. So it's a fancy word for flow state. And that's when the prefrontal cortex of the brain begins to quiet down. why we're breathing and why we're conscious and awake. And that's important because that's the part of the brain that is, it judges everything.
Yep.
It says, this is good, this is bad. It separates. It says, you're you, I'm me. And when you begin to dissolve that veil, all of a sudden now you're connected to everything.
Yes.
And then now you like enter this quantum field.
Yes.
And like all these dots are connected and you
Yes.
have this, it's just such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got the deep emotional healing, you have the clarity, you know, and then people become like full blown psychic. Like, and normal people.
Yeah.
Like who never had these like activated extrasensory perceptions.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, like, I seen my grandmother and we had a full blown conversation. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
You know, what'd you put in the tea?
Yeah.
You know?
Nothing.
You know, so it's pretty wild. What I've experienced myself, you know, my biggest experience was the first one. And that's why I tell people like, man, it's like, unlike yoga and meditation, which I do as well, the results of breath work are immediate and undeniable from just one session.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it, because we do live in a microwave society where people want to see results and they want to see results fast.
Yes.
You know, and we all wish that was the case. Like we don't go to the gym and then next thing you know, we wake up with a six pack.
Yeah.
Right. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very rare when you find things that have like instant face value, instant validity, where it's like, oh my God, like this works, this moves the needle. And that's what breathwork does. So the different spectrum of all the things that can happen, it's like a little bit of Pandora's box. When it comes to trauma, like, you know, you just well articulated what you just talked about a moment ago.
Yep.
Very good, by the way. So you get it.
Yeah.
You know, and it is Pandora's box. You don't really know what's gonna.
No, I have no clue what's coming.
There.
No clue what's coming. No clue what's coming. But I know that we get to the light every time.
Yeah.
That is what I do know. And so do you have people that want to like, oh, this is too hard, this is getting too scary? Or do you just hold such a beautiful container that they just surrender and go for it?
Both.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't work one-on-one anymore in intimates. So it's a little bit different dynamic, you know, because I'm more, want to impact more people.
Yeah.
In that one-on-one container, it's much different. But when I'm training students to teach breathwork, one of the things I tell them, I was like, watch out for people. Here's the stages. They're breathing, they have an eye mask on.
Yeah.
And we do that so they can go deeper and feel safer. First thing they do is they take the eye mask off.
Sure.
They just take it off, right? And then they breathe because they want to have that almost escape route.
Yeah.
And then the second stage of them pulling themselves out of it is they open their eyes. So they go out of that alpha brain, you know, they open their eyes and that pulls them out of that experience of going inward.
Yeah.
Right? Because, you know, when you go inward, it's not just a direction, it's a dimension.
Totally.
And that's where a lot of that healing and listening to
you're
ourselves.
gonna have to face the things. Yeah.
So they'll open their eyes. And then the very last thing I do, I call it the Frankenstein. They're breathing on the ground and the next thing you know, they pop up and they're just done. They're pulling themselves out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know, I've done this for tens of thousands of students over 27 countries. So, you know, I don't say I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Stop saying that, because every time I said that, the universe is like, oh yeah.
Try this.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh no. Okay. So I'm like, so much respect for like the creativity of the universe.
Yeah.
So I do not say I saw it all, because I definitely didn't see it all. They keep surprising me.
I love this. Do you have a team, Man of the Stars, when you're doing this? Like I imagine when you're setting space, you call in the troops from the other side, the angels and the guides. And I imagine the room is thick with spirit.
Yeah, we got incarnated helpers.
Yep.
We got helpers on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot going on in the room.
Yeah,
and that's
I
why
imagine.
like the training's so interesting, because the technique's so simple, right? And then once people see everything that goes behind, you know, creating a safe container for 100, like this Saturday, I'm doing an event, it's like 125 people.
Yeah.
All releasing at the same time.
Yes.
You know, so there's things that need to be done prior, you know, to that room.
Yes.
Energetically.
Yeah.
And then I have my own physical team that come in that, you know, can help hold space, and, you know, they're all trained because, you know, I worked with them. But it's a lot, you know, it's like, and there's really never been a lot of things out there like that, where you have that many people all releasing at the same time. So it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm part of a teacher training, John Wineland, Kendra Kunov. There's 60 of us. So there's not, and when there's a public event, there's double. when the people are experiencing a lot, it's quite an experience to try to hold that container. The assistants are there, et cetera. So I love that you have such impeccability with keeping people safe, and you're humble because you're not going to say I've never seen. Well, I've seen it all.
Well,
anymore.
I also got spanked a bunch of times for not humbled. Yeah,
yes.
let's call it.
Yes. Well,
so like I remember like when I learned about, I knew it, but it's like grounding. So when I do the breathwork event, and if you don't properly take the time to first of all decord, cleanse, and then ground yourself.
Be here.
I didn't do that. And I remember I was driving my car and like I literally felt like I was intoxicated.
Ooh.
And it was just from all the energy that was swirling. I remember I made it all the way to my house and I crashed my car in my own driveway.
The one out there?
No, not that one.
Okay. I'm like, that would be sad.
It was the one before that I actually gave to my daughter.
Oh.
So
you crashed it, then gave it to her?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
I fixed it. Okay. I fixed it first. I didn't give her a crash car.
Okay.
And my neighbor saw me, which is the funny part, because I pull it. It's broad daylight, right?
Yeah.
I pull it, and it's like, pop, and the neighbor's like,
what the hell?
And I'm like, no, breath work. And I was like, wow. And I was literally dizzy. And then I had to go upstairs, take a salt bath, get grounded. Yep. And then like I got my vision back. It literally was blurry. And I was like, whoa, like this is serious.
Oh yeah.
So that was that lesson. And every pretty much thing that's went wrong, I got a lesson to go along with
good.
That. Yeah.
I'm so glad that you keep showing up, learning your lessons, get humble, get more grounded. But if you are going to be given power, then you need to be able to wield it well. Mm-hmm. And the only way to learn is on the court of life. You don't get to learn it all ahead of time and then be perfect. Is that hard for you or easy?
Well, it's like, I always love superhero movies, right?
Yeah.
And like the thing about like wanting spiritual powers or wanting just power and influence in general is like, you don't wish upon it and then get it. What you do is you put yourself in situations where the universe says, oh, now they need the power. Because now they're going out there when they're not strong, when they're not fully educated and willing to fall on your face and willing to, not be strong enough. But that's when the universe gives you what you need. It drips it to you.
Oh, I so love what you're saying. Yeah. It's a reward for your bravery and courage. And then, I just keep using the word humility. Like the more I learn, the more I grow, the more grateful I am that they've had my back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I could have totally taken a left turn here.
Yeah.
But there you were. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What's it like to be a dad?
Oh man.
During all of this explosion in your impact?
A lot of the questions I try to have like answers to when people ask me, and I went on another podcast, and this was like off the top of my head. I didn't know this was going to be my answer. But it was more of an entrepreneur. We're talking about entrepreneurship, and I own candy companies, liquor companies, marketing agencies. I did everything. Like I say, I'm a recovering serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
And they're like, so what's like the coolest project like you ever worked on? Like the one you're most proud of?
Yeah.
And then I just was really thinking about it. And I said, my daughter. That has been the funnest project, the most rewarding project. And, I was blessed enough to raise her as a single dad for the majority of her life.
Yeah.
And she moved, she just graduated high school last year. And now she went up north. She's up in Utah. And next month she graduates to be a master esthetician. She wants to open like med spas. So she still has that entrepreneurial gene for her father. But being a dad's like the coolest freaking thing ever. I love it.
Wow. Beautiful. Mine's 23. I have a son.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's still the best lessons, the best growth ever, but also the hardest lessons because it was a 13-year custody battle. And then he didn't speak to me for 6 years. He went to go live with dad. He goes, I know what I'm doing. This is what's going to stop it. Let me go live with him. And so he just called 3 weeks ago for the first time in 6 years.
Oh man.
Oh my God. So you can imagine not talking to her for 6 years. It was how I kept going and integrated all the stuff inside and kept my heart open and kept serving. But there was still that hole in my heart. So 90 seconds is all I've had. I've texted 3 times. He hasn't responded, but I waited 6 years last time. I can handle that. My God.
Does he know how cool his mom is?
He told me when he unblocked me, all my messages for 6 years came through.
Oh, wow.
And it was a lie. I hadn't abandoned him.
Damn, it's got goosebumps.
Yeah. So we have a chapter, the next chapter ahead of us. And there's nothing more important. I am literally dedicated to that relationship. Yeah. Yeah. And it'll all come out. And I know how you have more psychic abilities or multidimensional capacities, or you can, talk with your brother now. And I'm sure lots of spirits talk to you. It feels like it's like everybody wants to say something like, oh, do you get the lesson? Do you get why this happened? Do you get why you had to go through this for 6 years? And just chill. So I'm really grateful, and I'm glad that you love being a father, because the soul that chose you, I'm sure she's pretty phenomenal. Yeah,
she's my mini me. Which is
so good.
Great thing and scary at the same time.
It's so good.
She was way better than me. Like I literally was like, man, I was, because she was about to go into high school. Yeah. And we were living in LA. And I'm like, do I want her to go to high school in LA? I'm like, and I'm like, I thought about it. I'm like, her mom's crazy. Her dad's crazy. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. So I ended up, moving into this very, very small Mormon type town. And she was great. No problems, like at all. And I was just like, wow, like I was expecting so much, like bracing myself. And like, it doesn't help that every person, a guy, girl, when you say your daughter's 12 or she's 13, you better watch her. You better do this. All the guys are they have all these things, opinions, and like none of that stuff happened. Wow. It's just like, that's just their own, their own experiences or things that people told them that. And sure. I figured one of this comedian, I think it was Howard Mandel, said to this comedian, oh, you better, like the same thing. And he was like, why does everybody say that? He's like, the only people that say that are the people that failed as parents. Yes. And the guy, he shut up. Like, know, so it's like, even when I went to LA, people are like, oh, there's so many fake people there. Maybe there is, maybe they're not. But I never listen to people. Even when people who talk shit about other people, it's like when people are talking bad about other people, it's telling me more about them than it is the other person. For sure. And I'll listen just to be like, okay, so this is how you're going to talk about me or whoever. And I don't tell them anything, because like gossip's like the most pettiest, pastime, the things that people, do and enjoy. And I just pay attention. It's not me. Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. With this, how to thrive in the age of anxiety, obviously, this breath work is golden. So we definitely want people to go to breathworkdetox.com and get your book, obviously. What do you think? So if that's like the case out there, anxiety, what do you think is the main gift that all of this work that you can give to people, like a different point of view? Like what's actually the source, in your opinion, of this anxiety that is plaguing everyone? I have some ideas. I mean, I couldn't credit it to just one thing. It's a concoction, a culmination of things that were strategically designed to make you feel exactly how you feel. And it goes down to the food you're putting in your body. Yeah. The water you're drinking every single day and showering with, and what has been projected into your mind. Right? You look at the news. At one point, it was 80-20, 80% negative and only 20% positive. I don't even think it's that right now. Yeah. But then if you look at statistically, the human mind, 80% of the average human's thoughts are negative in nature and only 20% are positive. Yeah. And 98% of our daily thoughts are the same thoughts we had the day before. Right. So we're stuck on this hamster wheel. The proportion from what was projected to us, to what our brains, it's equal. So we're very programmable. Yeah. And that's like the gift and the curse of the human species, is that we're very adaptable to the point where, if conditions are so bad, we just get used to it. Like, oh, this is how it is. And, it's a status quo. Like we're very adaptable. Yeah. And then, which is, also cool, because like aliens could land on the White House lawn tomorrow. Yeah. And it'd be all over TMZ, and in 3 months, it'll be normal. They'll be like, that was probably an alien. Yeah. Yeah. You heard they're going to be coming out with med beds, It's like it'll become normal. Like that's how fast the world can change, and it's gonna happen because like the crescendo of like the awakening and that tipping point. It's here. And, I talked about this in my first book is the tsunami wave of consciousness that's about to hit the planet. We had one in 2012. 2012. That was huge.
Bifurcation.
Yep. And then, 2020 was a huge one. So many people woke up then. And then the one that's coming in next, that's like, the other ones are like waves. This is the tsunami. That's like, psh, there's no going back. Like, ready or not, it's like, here it is. And the world will be awakened. And it might be difficult for a lot because, the ones who've been like peeking and coming, like they'll be okay. But the ones who chose to be like this and they get that blindfold ripped off, it's going to hurt for them. And for the most part, it's usually like doctors and people who just been really ingrained into the matrix and the system and don't look out any other where, and people who are like really into religion. It's going to be the hardest for them. Doesn't mean it's going to be impossible. But your whole reality is going to get turned upside down. When it's really right side up.
Thank you. I think if I had to boil down why I'm on the planet is to help people feel. Feel. Because if we can feel through anxiety to the other side, we're okay. But if we leave our bodies and we spin in our heads and we become more egoic and righteous, we screw shit up.
Disassociate. It's like we either gonna, go in or go out. It's very simple. And nobody wants to go in. It's like, it's a scary neighborhood.
Why am I weird? I love it.
Well, that's why you're here.
Well,
you said it.
From dark night to divine light, like bring me a shadow.
It's what's needed most right now. It's like the most powerful thing is call it shadow work, right? Is being able to see the dark parts of ourselves, which doesn't mean it's bad.
No, without judgment.
And the parts that were wounded, the parts that, and to go in and feel. I'm still doing it. I'm not fully healed.
Same.
It's like if I was fully healed, then I wouldn't seek. I wouldn't seek. I need to have a certain level of seeking in me to keep finding things for myself to evolve. Like God, like I went through my experiences, right? So I can find solutions. Through my own torture and suffering and, and then bring them to you guys. We're in the camera,
Same.
It's like, I don't know if I signed up for this, but I signed up for this.
Apparently I did,
And it's like, I still have to continue seeking because, I'm not going to be teaching breathwork forever. I'm teaching breathwork because I've done so much and traveled everywhere and I have not found a more powerful modality for what the world needs right now than this breathwork detox. When I do, I'll be back on here and I'll be sharing it, teaching it, and I'm still going to be
return guest.
It's just the game, and I think it's going to happen a lot faster. Like we're about to, we're here. We're here.
So grateful, so grateful. I'd like to. I'm really grateful you've come. Thank you that our souls have collided. I want everyone to get his book. I want everyone to go to breathworkdetox.com. I'm an insatiable, never giver upper, grower upper. I just, there's always more. Like on the one hand, I feel there's been enough integration where I feel enough. Like I feel like I've arrived, like I don't need to prove anything anymore. And on the other hand, I'll never arrive. And there's always just new growth and opportunities. I'd love to complete with what does like a day in the life of Kurtis look like in terms of your practices that allow you to be this for the world so that people can be very impressed with all that you've accomplished and super grateful for all that you've accomplished. And I'm sure you have, I call it like the roots and the shoots. Right. Without the roots, like the grounding, for example, you'll crash your car. But like, what does a day in your life actually look like so you can serve so beautifully?
So did you answer the question about your definition of why the world is suffering anxiety?
Oh, no, I didn't. This is my podcast.
I'd love to hear that.
I think it's about feeling. I think we've been taught not to feel to control us. And that we've been taught whatever we feel, unless it's happy, is wrong. And if we could, I have these like Allana Pratt method processes. And the first one is like little you. And I remember the 13-year custody battle, that when he first went to go live with his dad, I went out and I call it my controlled nervous breakdown from Thursday to Sunday. And I would work Monday to Wednesday and I would sit Thursday through Sunday on this big A-frame. It was like nature everywhere. And I would just cry, journal, process, do all these things. And I remember that it was I probably had maybe 5 super duper direct experiences in my life, not on medicine, just various modalities. And one of them was sitting there going, even though he may never call again, I love and accept myself. Even if I die alone, I love and accept myself. Even if I never meet my beloved, I love and accept myself. Like I just kept being with that and loving myself and shazam, direct experience. But that little you, I learned how to love her feeling devastated, alone, ashamed, not good enough, insecure, all these things that were the complete opposite of all like, well, I've written 6 books and I'm cum laude graduate, all these things that I was striving to finally feel some way. No, I was running from myself.
Yeah.
What's brought me home is learning to love all my wobbly parts.
Yeah.
And if we could feel just as much love for that wobbly one as we did for our magnificent one, and they could all come home. To me, that's soul embodiment. And that's what I like to help people love them when they're feeling their worst.
Yeah.
And give them the experience of being loved, not rejected, not told they should be fixed or changed or have a better attitude or it's going to be fine. Just none of that bullshit. Just go, yeah, tell me more. I'm right here. Take me with you. Like, I just love to be that space with people.
See, that was so much better of an answer than if I answered the other question.
All right.
That was great.
So we'll leave his daily practices as a secret.
I mean, I can share them, but here's the thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I went on YouTube, biohacking. There's so many things out there.
That's why I'm interested.
That you can do.
Yeah.
And you got to try whatever it is. You don't try it for a day and then put it down. Like you have to say, okay, I'm going to try this for, depending on what it is, 3 months, 3 weeks. It's like something that you can know if it works or not.
Yeah.
And a lot of things you don't know if it even works until 3 months, So that's why I love the breath work, because I'm like, first shot, I'm like, oh, this works. And
you still do the same process every day?
I do. There's deep sessions, which is like the one I'm teaching on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that's, about 28 to 32 minutes of like the deep breathing. What I do is short 12-minute sessions every single day.
Okay.
And I just call that the maintenance.
Yeah.
But it is still deep diaphragmatic, which is like mouth breathing. And 99.9% of the time you should be breathing through your nose. This is the only time you should be breathing through your mouth, is when you're clearing out the sympathetic nervous system, with that particular intention. And I do love cold plunges. My body just loves, like I burn fat, the dopamine hit, it's like that natural high.
Yeah.
What's better than that? Those two, losing weight and, and also like if you do it before working out, it does boost your testosterone as well. So I've noticed that, and I played around with, doing saunas first and cold plunge first and then switching around. And then and they did a Japanese study where it'll boost your testosterone by like 300% if you do cold plunge then workout. And there's all studies that contradict, but I did it myself. I'm like, whatever, let me do it.
Let me see how I feel.
Oh yeah, it works.
Wow.
So I throw in only the things that move the needle for me.
Yeah.
And then I'll do dream recall. So we all dream every single night. People, like I was just talking to my buddy, he's like, I haven't dreamed in a while. I'm like, you dream every night, brother.
Yes. Isn't it 5 rounds every night?
Yeah, like you're dreaming every night. It's just a matter if you remember. And you'll never remember if you just wake up and you start thinking about what you got to do. You grab your phone. But everything that I do, I have a reason why I do it. Like literally on an Excel sheet. It's like, here's the thing that I do. Here's why I do it. Just to remind myself.
Yeah.
And like, for instance, the dream recall, I don't do that just to remember my dreams. There are messages in there. So
for sure.
I want to get messages, but the reason being is because the bridge between the subconscious and the conscious, right? When you remember your dreams, you're strengthening that bridge.
Totally.
And I want to be able to pull from my subconscious because it's 95% of who we are.
Exactly.
The 5% is my conscious mind, which is talking to you right now, is the stupidest part of me. I want the 95% of all the stuff that I forgot. You know how many books I read and I don't even know what the hell is it about?
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point of reading the book? Right? You being able to recall, like access it. I want to strengthen that bridge.
Yes.
So that's why I do dream recall.
Nice.
And, It's pretty crazy dreams. Like you have to decipher, like, why was I riding a pink elephant?
Yeah.
What does that mean? But the best thing you can do is actually take your dream and put it into ChatGPT.
Oh.
And it will give you some
interesting feedback.
It's pretty good how it deciphers it. It's one way to use ChatGPT. It's for dream interpretation.
Interpretation. Amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think you've been stupid talking to me. I think when we practice this connection to our subconscious, I think we actually start to speak from there to each other. I really do. Like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this when you're leading your breath work, but if someone were to go, what did you just say? Like, I don't know. It's not me talking.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm a vessel through which all the subconscious and maybe guides and other people are talking when I'm really out of the way. And that's why I love this work, is to get this smarty pants thing. Thinks it's smarty pants, but it's not smarty pants.
But it's practice with, like what you said. Like one of my buddies, he's on another level. Like he's very talented psychic. It's like what he does for a living.
Yeah.
But I've been out with him. Like we'd be at a restaurant. Yeah. And all of a sudden he'll talk to somebody, he'll go into the zone. Right. And he starts speaking their language. And we're like, bro, we didn't know you knew Russia. He's like, Russian? He's like, I don't. I'm like, how? You're just speaking fluent. He's like, he can speak any language. There's like 30 languages, like unbelievable. And he channels it. He'd never learned.
Wow. See,
that's unbelievable.
This is why I do what I do.
That's why I'm trying. I'm not there yet. I can't even speak Espanol. You know what I mean? I had my cleaning ladies there today. I'm trying to tell them to tuck the sheets, and I'm like, how did I not learn this yet? So I'm not on that level, but I will eventually.
Well, we got decades. We got decades. Yeah. Oh, this has been such a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sure you've had many mic drop moments, maybe some tearful moments, maybe some ahas. So my request is when this podcast is over, when you shut it off, just put your feet on the earth, just go out and be in nature, maybe a hand on the heart, and just listen. Like what touched me? What moved me? What maybe slapped you on the ass a little bit? Or what made you feel like a hug? And then from there, do something. Take an action. Take what I call a divine inspired action, because it comes from so deep inside your soul and your body. And we definitely want you to get Kurtis's book and go to breathworkdetox.com. Please make that one of your actions. But any other thing that's like, oh, that's why I heard this conversation. Thank you. Please do that. That's our way of loving you and thanking you so much for going deeper with us into the intimate world here on Intimate Conversations. Thank you, Kurtis.
Thank you.
Okay, much love. See you next week on Intimate Conversations. Get out there and make love to life. What is your genius? Do you know what you love to do, what you can't not do, what people ask you to do, what you lose time, space, you're so in your zone doing? One of them for me is interviewing. I'm so grateful for this interview with Kurtis, all the different dimensions we covered, and really getting down to why we're on the planet and how, for me, the reverent legal use of psychedelics, for him, his incredible Breathwork Detox program, we found what it was that healed us. We found what it was that we're here to share our passion about, and that we get to be in these beautiful conversations of truth and honesty, sharing our journey, sharing about our kids, sharing about our dreams. It's just such a beautiful honor to meet him. I wish I didn't have a podcast right after him so he could take me for a ride in his beautiful sports car. I'm such a tire biter. What a really, really good man. Good heart. An incredible program. So please check out his Breathwork Detox. Everything is in the show notes. Please follow him if you're not already. And if the conversation that we shared and you resonate with breathwork, please do the work with him. And if what really speaks to you is this reverent use of psychedelics to get out of the mind, get into the body, and not use it as a crutch, but use it as a tool to help you learn to feel, learn to stay in your body, learn to sit in the fire, learn to stay connected to yourself, learn to stay connected to who matters in your life, your kids, your beloved, yourself, then I would love to walk with you. This is my genius, holding space, being a facilitator, honoring the body, honoring the medicine, honoring the divine, and being so privileged to facilitate the homecoming of so many people who aren't even in their bodies, who don't want to not trust themselves any longer, that want to stop the spinning in their head, that really want to feel peace for no reason, joy for being alive. Yes, accomplishments are awesome, and I love to reach my destination. And I also love to just be right now in the backyard, having this beautiful sunset and these beautiful conversations with Kurtis and others. This depth of intimacy is what, to me, we're all here to be for each other. This connection, this collaboration, this cooperation, this communication, where we can really be an allowance of another, whether we agree with them or not. We don't have to judge them. We don't have to shut down. We don't have to be superior. We can just be and be curious and be open and stay connected. These journeys with plant medicine, among many other gifts, this is what they provide. You don't have to resist life. You don't have to suffer against what is. You can just be magnificent and powerful and peaceful and free. So I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to walk with you. In the show notes, there is what's called an intimacy breakthrough experience call with me, and there is a scholarship for being a listener of intimate conversations. So I hope this conversation warmed your heart. Please forward it to someone who you think would really benefit. Please, rate and subscribe and do all the things so that more people are able to hear this incredible conversation with Kurtis Lee Thomas. I love you with all my heart. Until next week, all my love.